So the DMC, the DeLorean Motor Company, they call it the DMC-12. It's really was never called that in marketing or anything. But anyway, people talk about it with odd voices. Now, if you were like me and a child of the 1980s, this is iconic. I just remember Michael J. Fox saying, "You built a time machine and a DeLorean," and really having no concept of the cultural impact and the nature of the car. This thing is iconic, I think partly because of the scandal associated with John DeLorean, but also because of the design and the movie. So it's got the trifecta there. When I say the scandal, John DeLorean was entrapped by the FBI because he was in financial straits. But then, he also was defrauding investors, went to trial and was acquitted. Don't get me wrong, acquitted in 85 for that too. But I love the look of this car. I loved the brush steel. I love the design work. It is utterly ridiculous and utterly beautiful. And that's why it's cool, because it is the definition of a supercar. They're supposed to be grandiose and over the top and have wonderful lines and be unpractical and silly to drive. But that's why we remember them. They're the toys that are cool, the dramatic car, the dramatic look. And it's something that I value. If I remember the car, if it's not just vanilla pudding, that's what I get. Anyway, so DeLorean had crap engine, crap transmission, problems with build, etc., etc. It had a Peugeot engine in it, so that should tell you everything you need to know coming into an American market. Built in Ireland, and, it just had some issues. So, even in the movie, they had to put a Porsche engine in to make it drive fast, which is funny. This one has been rebuilt, new engine, new transmission, and runs and drives perfectly and is super cool. I think the only problem I saw today with it is the rear view mirror had fallen off. But, it's an old car. It's part of the game. I think it's lovely and beautiful, and it's one of those cars that when you see, you remember and you think about, and it just reminds me of my childhood and makes me happy. And you just don't see them, they're one of those rare birds that comes around. And maybe, I know that the intellectual property of the DeLorean company is out there in the open market, so maybe we'll see something as dramatic and cool as a DMC design like this, and they won't make it anemic and silly, which is what... hopefully that doesn't happen. Anyway, you need to enjoy the passion and the nature of this car for what it is. And just remember that, if you're going to go over 80 miles an hour, you go back in time, and that makes me happy too, I guess. I don't know. There you go. 81 DMC DeLorean.